Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. Today, as you probably can tell from the title, we are diving back into the mysterious, beautiful, fun, but definitely mysterious world of Welcome Home. And if you haven't seen my initial video on Welcome Home, I'm not going to be recapping too much of that in this video, so I'll have it linked down below so you can watch that first and get up to speed on this ARG. I won't bore you for too long in the beginning of this video with the details, but I had an insane week last week. I have one dog with a respiratory infection that she just finished antibiotics for. I have another dog who had to go to the emergency vet in the middle of the week. Did I mention these are both huskies? I don't really know how to talk about this next part, but my 17-year-old horse also passed away. I'm not gonna cry because we have so much to talk about today, and I would not be forcing myself to film this in any kind of timely manner anyways. I know you guys always care more about like my well-being, and that's why I appreciate and adore you all so very much. You're so good to me. You take such good care of me. But I really love Welcome Home, and it's something that I'm really interested in. So I think this video is something fun to film on an otherwise very tough season in my life. So let's chat updates. As I told you guys in my original video on Welcome Home, shortly after I had completed my filming, Jamie of Inside of Mind uploaded a video on this ARG, and I was like flabbergasted by how much I missed. I went live and went through a lot of the new discoveries with my audience who watches my live streams. That entire live is still up if you want to go and watch it. I'm really glad I did it live because I learned a lot of things that add context to the additional Welcome Home clues and mysteries and secrets that I'm about to give you. The very first place I want to start is Clown's website. Now this is clownillustration.com. This is also the host website of Welcome Home, but we're just going to Clown's website where he actually talks about the project and sort of gives more detail to the horror elements of it. To quote the creator on this page talking about Welcome Home is a horror project that focuses on unraveling the mystery surrounding a beloved 1970s children's television show. You are to accompany a colorful cavalcade of puppets as their beloved neighborhood begins to skew and distort into a nightmarish memory that they can barely recall. Through illustrated books, recordings, and an array of old merchandise, you will find what dwells within this colorful home. Beneath its beautiful carpets, behind its gorgeous wallpaper, and deep within its breathing crevices. Fortunately, you have someone to keep you company and hold your hand as you walk down a path now long forgotten. We're going to continue to explore this section of Clown's website and look at some of the darker art that exists of Welcome Home, but I want to focus on what he said at the end about us having a guide to hold our hand as we navigate the world of Welcome Home. A world that has long since been forgotten. I am fairly certain that when Clown says this, he's referring to Wally. That Wally is our guiding hand through the world of Welcome Home because he is the only one that's left. We haven't heard anyone else's voices but Wally so far. Wally is the only one leaving us messages to be found. And all of the clues that I have to show you today, all of the hidden parts of the website that I've now unveiled, all go back to Wally. There's one other super substantial piece of evidence, in my opinion, that this points to Wally. Not only, of course, being our guide through Welcome Home, but I believe the only one that's left. I found a TikTok from the user FairyBoyFields who was responding to a comment from somebody saying, have you all noticed their intros are all in past tense? And in looking in all of the bios, this is true. Eddie was a mailman. Julie was a rainbow monster. The only one that is Wally. This is intentional, and there's actually one other bio that is presented in the correct tense, but we're going to talk about that one a bit later. For now, back to Clown's website. Clown has a portfolio of his art here, and I went through every single one of these images on stream before realizing that these are not necessarily like canon to the Welcome Home story. More so, it's just art that's been generated around the idea. I still think that it's really cool to show. Keep in mind mind also as I'm telling you my theories, or, you know, just like pieces of information that I found and what I believe that they mean. So theories, they're just theories. The only person who can actually tell us this story is the creator. In observing Clown's art on this page, as opposed to the actual Welcome Home page, it is similar. It uses the same characters, but the color palette is so much darker. And these are not like the bright and happy kids show images that we've seen so far. I went through all of the images on my live stream, so again, you can check that out if you want a more in-depth look at this, or just go to the page yourself. But the few images I want to talk about are really, really creepy. First up, we have Wally standing beneath a massive and headless Barnaby. Now, this is a super creepy photo for two reasons. Number one, it's just like a creepy photo. We can see Barnaby like headless, but even creepier than that is the text, which reads, "Look," Wally exclaimed, "I made a dog." It makes me think that Barnaby is a creation of Wally's. And so many people in the community have been saying that they think Barnaby is this like Frankenstein's monster type of creature that was created by Wally. Again, these images are not inherently canon or anything like that, but I still think it has something to say about Wally and Barnaby's bond. The next photo I want to talk about is an ad for a toy telephone from the Welcome Home collection with the line, "It's for you," at the top. The product is described as talkie telephone. Call your favorite neighbors anytime. A delightful message just for you. They can't hear you though. Speak up, speak up, speak up, speak up. I can't hear you, I can't hear you. There's also an image of Wally in the iconic Baphomet pose, which people often associate with satanic practices. There is my personal favorite here, a very deeply unsettling image of Wally with a hand coming out of his mouth and gripping onto his face. Almost like whoever was controlling his puppet had reached through and was like grabbing him. So now let's go back to the Welcome Home website and explore some of the hidden messages and pages and stuff that I missed. One of the major discoveries was in the neighborhood. I believe this is the first thing I saw in Jamie's video too, where I was like, oh, okay, I missed a lot. People really notice it on mobile because for some reason, Wally's house is like glitched on mobile and you can see a black void underneath Wally's house, or where Wally's house would normally be. On PC, there are a couple of ways that you can access this void, but the easiest way is just clicking directly beneath the house where you can see a little bit of that black void. There's also a way where you can go into the code of the website and delete the house. I've done it that way too, but you still have to click in the same spot. So in clicking that, it takes you to this. This URL is titled "So Below." Here, we see Wally inside of home, his living, breathing house, as it stares back at him from a window. So, a dark and spiraling void lays beneath home, who is also alive, by the way, and the only living, breathing house in this neighborhood. And that I don't think can end particularly well. If we go back to the neighborhood page, there's also one more bio that I haven't shown you. By clicking a Y on this page, specifically the one in the word your, we are taken to another bio page. This one without a photo and seemingly on a hidden link. And this character is you. And the only information we know about you is that Wally is your best friend. Going back to all of the bios being in past tense and only Wally's being in present tense, I think that the bio for you just proves that this was an intentional thing, an intentional point to use the past tense in everyone but you and Wally, because you're here, you're looking at the website, and Wally is the only one left. In the first video, I talked about those letters that were slightly askew from other words and how I basically had only found 3 across the website. As it turns out, there are in total 6. I tried to even find them on stream and I did not get all of them. But these 6 letters that are basically hidden like Easter egg style across the Welcome Home website take you to multiple different pages. These letters are E, W, X, O, V, and Y. By entering them into the URL of the Welcome Home website as YXWVOE, you receive an error page. When I only had 3 letters, I was entering them in the URL as well and trying to see if there was anything else to discover. And I got error pages then too. But this error page looks different. It reads, uh-oh, looks like you wandered too far away from home. Head back. A hyperlink at the bottom will take you back to the website, reading return home and stay. I think that's all the confirmation we need personally that Wally is a Swiftie, and we love him for that. On the error page, however, if we click the phone, we are taken to a secret link. The tab is called Duet, and the title of the file is Singing MP4. There is a file here that we can play. And for the first time, we hear Wally's voice.
Wake up to me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the wood heard in the day. Lulled by the moonlight have all passed away. Beautiful dreamer, playing for my soul. At least while I really was soft melody. Gone are the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Ha 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 ha. I don't know the other words. That's all Barnaby taught me. Did you like it? That's good, I think.
Wally can be heard here singing the words to Beautiful Dreamer before stopping and saying that's all that Barnaby taught him. When Wally asks his audience if they enjoyed his song, we hear loud banging noises. We can assume that this is home. Wally here even says, that's good, I think, meaning that maybe Wally doesn't even know what home is trying to say, and that there's a bit of a language barrier between the two of them. If we scramble the letters in the URL and try a different combination of them, we can find our way to another page. This one is called Answer and features a static television on screen. We hear interference throughout the clip and what sounds like vague talking, as well as a pair of eyes looking at us through the static of the screen. We can vaguely hear talking, almost like it's trying to come through the TV, like a signal is vaguely being picked up. And I wonder if this is Wally trying to talk to whoever is filming, because we see a pair of eyes, and again, that's gonna come into play in a second. But also, I think it's somebody filming a screen like this, like expecting to see the eyes, expecting to get communication, because you can literally see the way that the TV is like panning around the screen, like someone's getting closer, trying to listen harder, trying to like get a clearer picture. It's obvious to me that this is someone recording this moment, as opposed to it just sort of happening and being on screen for you to watch. Hopefully that makes sense. The next secret link that we end up visiting might be the creepiest. There's text overhead that reads, hello. Suddenly a pair of eyes comes into frame. You're there. I can't see you. Do you see me? Then stay quiet. By opening this image entirely in a new tab, we can see that the eyes belong to Wally. Why is Wally telling us to be quiet? It suggests that there's something to fear, something to be quiet for. In another URL, we see a GIF of home with the word open underneath. eyes of the characters of Welcome Home have been put over Home's window eyes. To me, it looks like this GIF ends as Wally's eyes. Then lastly, for now, we have one more page to go through. This one features a jumbled and kind of like glitchy script that is all over the page when you first arrive. You might even think it's another error page, but this is Welcome Home. And there are no errors here. There are no mistakes. The jumbled script can be opened in its entirety, and I think that as an episode of Welcome Home, it's super interesting and the first real look that we've gotten into exactly what the show may have been like. The most notable part of this page, however, is the GIF in the center, going through each of the characters before settling in on Wally. Now this GIF gets glitchier and glitchier every single time it plays, going through each of the characters, always zooming in closer to Wally's eyes. Finally, it ends on a red screen instead of Wally. And I figured this part out in my live stream, but there's a photo on Clown's website under the About Welcome Home section of Frank holding a red square. I found an image of the script that is jumbled up on this page in its entirety, and it is number 15 up on the upper right, which might mean the 15th episode they ever filmed. On the left you can see Playfellow Workshop, who made Welcome Home. Welcome Home scene. Subject: help. Fade in. A butterfly enters from the right side of the frame and moves across the screen. The camera follows the butterfly. The next shot reveals Wally, sitting at his favorite painting spot underneath a tree, with an easel in front of him. Nothing is on it. Wally turns his head and looks at the camera. "Hello, neighbor. How are you today?" Wally laughs and turns fully around. "I hope you are happy. I feel happy too. When I am happy, I like to paint. I like to paint to feel happy too. What do you do to feel happy?" Wally pauses here for the viewer. Wally laughs. "I think that would make me happy too. Even though I am happy, neighbor, I have a problem. I don't know what to paint." The camera focuses on the empty easel to emphasize this. "I could paint a butterfly, or a rock, or a tree. There are too many things to paint. I can't decide what I would like to do. I don't know how to solve this problem. Neighbor, when you have a problem, what do you do?" The camera pans out to reveal Barnaby walking in from the right side. Barnaby is holding a hot dog in his mouth. I would pay an unreasonable amount of money to see the rest of that script. It's crazy to envision them as real characters. It's crazy to play these scenes out in your head and remember that Welcome Home was a TV show in which all of these characters came from. Then there's the guest book. I missed a lot with the guest book. I showed you guys Wally's hidden text, of course, but that's not the only time he talks to us. In fact, if you look at the doodles on various pages of the guest book, you might realize that most of them have something to do with the message that somebody has left behind. When you open these little doodles up in a new tab, you also realize that the files are named with a message that Wally is sending back to the person who sent in the guest book, little card. It's crazy detailed. So for example, one person wrote in the guest book, "Hey Wally, I hope you're cool and not super evil. That'd be a real bummer." There's a doodle of a sad, crying face. Now when you open this up in a new file, you see that the doodle's file name is "You don't like me neighbor.png." In response to another message from someone named Emily, which says, "Why do you like eye contact?" there's a doodle of a colorful spiral. The file name is "So you know I am looking at you, neighbor. I am talking to you." In response to another message from someone named Alex, which says, "This website has secrets. I know it." There is a colorful doodle that blocks out the entire message. This image has no file name, but after inspecting the site and basically removing the doodle, I was actually able to read Alex's message. So it's almost like Wally has gone in and crossed this out on purpose in hopes that no one else will read it and believe that there are secrets on the site. In a response to a message which reads, "This site has reawakened so many childhood memories. Thank you for starting this restoration project. It's a true shame what happened to the show. There's a giant spiral that represents Wally's eye. There's no file name here, and the image makes it difficult to read that original message." Then there's another guestbook entry which reads, "Where am I? What is this place? If someone is reading this, please help me. I have no clue what is happening here, and there are these people, I think that's what they are. They almost look like strange puppets from a child's book, but if there's anyone out there reading this, help me, please. The doodle in response here is a bunch of red question marks. The file name reads, "Why are you fibbing? You are not here. I don't see you. Please don't lie to me." 2 more messages here. The first one being, "Man, it's been years since I thought about this show. I genuinely thought I made it up when I was a kid. The memory of it has always been this unreachable itch in the back of my mind. Hopefully, this project will help scratch it a bit." There's a doodle of a red spiral which represents Wally's eye. The file name reads, "Scratch harder." Lastly, in terms of what I'm going to talk about today, there's a message that reads, "Hiya, Wally. You and your friends sure seem like a bunch of wonderful folks. What's your favorite memory with each of your friends?" The doodle here actually just scratches out the words "Hi, Wally" from view. This file name reads, "No memory." Wally doesn't have memories of his neighbors, of his friends, of the other people who lived in home. The town of home, not his home, because it seems like Wally's really the only one who goes in there. That's really all I have to talk about today. The creator clown has said that he's kind of taking a break from all of this. I think that the sudden popularity of Welcome Home and just how much this audience loves it is exciting but also overwhelming, and Clown is just taking a breather. So if I don't upload an update for a while, just know that it's because there's really nothing to talk about. Whenever there's enough for a substantial update, I'll get back with you. If by any reason Clown is watching this, I think that Jamie of Inside of Mind said something quite similar in his video, but take your time. We will all be here when you're ready to come back, and we will come right back home. We're not going anywhere. But that's really it for this update. What do you guys think? Are there any hidden secrets, messages, anything that I've missed? I think I got everything in this video, but if there's anything that pops up, make sure to let me know. You can tweet me at loeybug, or you can, better yet, tag me in your TikTok finds at loeybugxo. I'm just on TikTok all the freaking time, man. Before we go, I want to say a huge special thank you to my subscribers who are members of this channel. If you want to join our channel memberships and get extra members exclusive content, including an entire playlist of members only videos, polls to help me decide on new videos, sneak peeks like my tattoo that I'm not showing anyone else until the Sanoderm comes off. I'm not joking, by the way, it's like a chest piece. And just other fun members exclusive content. I kind of use you guys as a close friends. I tell you things that are happening in my personal life or share updates on new content. There's also emojis and loyalty badges. The channel memberships are a phenomenal place to hang out. So if you're looking for community and fun and friends, make sure to click that little join button somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. For now, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to check out Clown's links in the description box down below and support him and his amazing work. Until next time, I love you very, very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!